Hello, everybody. Michael Anfield here, and thank you for joining me. So, this is the garden that I grew for the last few months now. Um, it's not perfect, of course, because there was a lot of changes and a lot of things that I had to do, but with whatever resources that I had. But I wanted to have more dead and dry leaves to put on here, which I did not. I transplanted some of the fruits here to these other parts as well as elsewhere on the garden. Some of the plants died and some of them thrived. Like this one right here is thriving and doing well. The other ones did not do so well. So, but it's trial and error basically. I've been doing this for many years, not ongoing each day, but for many years here and there. And so this is the garden, and this is the house that I am currently living in. Now I'm going to be leaving this place in about a week's time, and the reason is because for the last few months, because of this coronavirus and the borders being shut down. It's actually just because of the borders being shut down. So basically, the government's shutting down the borders. It has an effect on me earning a living, creating and hosting vegan retreats, as well as doing the vegan homesteading community. And so this is the location, the place that I'm actually at, and it's a beautiful place. But as you can see, how wide or how little space there is here. So eventually, after many years, this will probably go in, and who knows? Eventually, the house will crumble down. But I needed a place quickly, and this was decently priced. It was expensive for Central and South America, $850 per month for the rent. However, the gentleman was asking actually $1,000, and I said no way. So I got a little bit of a deal on that. And for a 4-bedroom huge house like this, which I of course did a video on the inside, it's a very, very good deal. 4 medium-sized bedroom, one large one, 3 medium-sized, and a large living room and open concept living room and kitchen, which is really nice, and 2 bathrooms. Of course, all Tico style. Now, the view is spectacular, so you're paying really most of the money is actually paid for the view. From what I've heard, the mortgage that the owner is paying is about almost about that same price, basically. So it's actually, the mortgage is about 400. Oh, I can't remember now, but it's about the same price that I'm paying, about $850 per month US is what the mortgage is. So the mortgage is pretty high from what I understand. So I just want to go around and show you the area a little bit and the mountain. Now I'm not going to go all the way down to the ravine, but I'm going to show you a little bit of this. And it's a beautiful place, but that I need really to get I don't know. I'm not going to be doing a business so anytime soon, but for sure, the retreats I'm not going to be doing anytime soon, but for sure I'm going to be doing the building the community, and I want to create the veganic homesteading community. So I'm going to go down here. It's pretty slippery, so I'm going to try to not fall. So this is the path that goes all the way down. Look at these guys here. Wow. So many ants, one after another. So this goes all the way down. I'm not sure how many meters it is down to the river, but it's just like a very small stream. You can't even swim in it. You just basically bathe in it, and that's that. So this is pretty slippery if you don't have really good shoes, especially when it rains. But it's a beautiful area. Mostly here there is coffee growing. So these are coffee beans growing all along here. But there is also some bananas and plantains planted all across here. Now I don't know if they're wild or if they're cultivated by people. But and somebody seems to live here, but I never see them. So, but let's go down a little bit, maybe to the end of the path, and then we'll go back up. But as you can see, this place is really, really beautiful. And actually, part of this place is farmland, so it's all coffee beans mainly. And again, there is some bananas planted sporadically around, guava, natural guava trees all around, wild guava trees. And what else is there? Plantains. There are even some limes and lemons, I believe. And I've seen even a peach tree, which is incredible for Costa Rica because there's really no naturally growing peach trees, but I think I've seen a peach tree. I double checked. I went last time to check and it looked like a peach tree. Okay. Now you can actually go this way, but you would have to be very, very, very careful. And there's a lot of bananas growing along here, but I did it twice and not again because I fell so much. I fell like continuously fell all the way down. So I got really scraped and bruised. Man, I don't know, maybe a month and something ago. So guava tree right here. Nothing is growing. It doesn't seem like these guava trees are bearing anything, but this is guava bark. So I don't know if you can see that, but there it is. There's also somewhere a water apple tree, but I don't know if this is the water apple tree or what, because I seen a couple water apples on the tree, but I just can't seem to remember where I seen the tree. If this is it or if it's another one. But it's so beautiful here. It's and there's a jungle actually right beside. So really, you can go into the jungle, and I'm gonna take you into the jungle. So let's just keep walking down this path. Banana plant. I don't know what the difference is between banana and plantain. It's a herb actually, but I don't know what the difference between the banana and plantain plants are. But I can tell once they start bearing, I can tell. Because the plantains are more like spread out from each other and they're bigger. So these are all, look, that one is plantain over there. I don't know if you can see that. Because they're all spread apart. They're not like closer together. So that's a banana, plantain. And they're all from the same family, basically. That one is a banana over there. If you can see. Can you see? I don't know if you can see, but right there. Right there. So, let's continue. See, look. This one is the limes. And these limes, I tried a few off of different trees, and they weren't that great. I mean, I don't like limes to begin with, but they were like, I don't know, they tasted really awful. So I had to like throw them out. But I never had such awful limes in my life. It's usually when they're not grown properly, or people put chemicals or something, and it's just not grown well. So let's continue. So you can go that way. You can go that way if you like. But I'm going to take you down here. I'm going to take you as far as I can. There's the jungle right in there. It's incredible nature here. The video doesn't really do justice. So I'm going to show you now the peach tree, because it's here somewhere. So that one is banana right there. I don't know what type of banana, but from what I was told, there's over 1,000 varieties of different bananas. Here is the peach tree, everybody. Right here. Right here is a peach tree. As you can see, there are peaches right on the trees. Look at this peach. Right on the tree. It's furry, a little bit furry. And this is the peach tree. Or at least to me, it looks like a peach tree from what I remember. Let's take a look at the other side. Look at it. Look at it. Wow, only one peach tree. When the peaches ripen, then people should be planting those seeds, because we need a lot more peaches for sure. I'm definitely going to come back. I'll see about coming back here and getting some seeds one of these days. So if I'm still in this area. Otherwise, there's so many different types of fruits that can grow here. It's incredible how many different types of fruits can grow here. Yeah, a lot of different fruits can grow here. Because Costa Rica has a lot of mountains and like elevations. So it's very, very great. So I can go through that way or other ways, but there's one way this way. I'll show you, and we'll go down. It's more like wild down there. This is more like just a path. So this is it. Let's go this way. Compassion encircles the earth for all beings everywhere. Circle of prayer for compassion for the animals, for all beings. Will Tuttle, Judy Carmen. So I'm going down, and then I gotta go all the way back up afterwards, which is not a problem. I did this many times. And fortunately, I didn't show you this before because every time I wanted to take my camera down here, I was uploading video or something to YouTube or whatever I was doing, so I didn't have a chance to come down with my camera before. But now the path stops, and this looks like a mango tree, and there's guavas all around, and there's banana and plantains all around. Look at this kind of banana plant, really cool. And a lot of mushrooms as well. Look at this mushroom. I don't know if it's edible or not, but if you look at the bottom, and they have like usually lines on them, then usually they're not edible. Or sometimes they're not edible if it's like that. But not usually. But I don't know too much about mushrooms, so. I'm going down, but it's pretty complicated with holding my camera because it's very steep. And that's the one thing that unfortunately I don't like about this place is everything goes downhill mostly, and there's only a small portion of the land of the property that I'm currently on that is flat. The rest is going all the way down. This is incredible. Unfortunately, the banana and the plantains are not ready yet. They need at least 3-4 weeks before I can harvest some of them. A couple of weeks ago, I did harvest. I did harvest 2 since I was here. 2 huge stacks, but they're not ready. So this is a river or the creek down here. It's very small. It's very beautiful. It's really pristine. It's very pretty clean. It's just incredible and beautiful here. So this is where I like to do a lot of my meditation. There's plantain up there again. This is where I like to do a lot of my meditations and in nature. So this is more, even though this is a plantation of cacao, of coffee bean, it's more kind of wild down here, especially that way. Or yeah, if you go that way, there's more jungle. So mushrooms everywhere. Can you see them? Mushroom. Beautiful. Look at that, the creature flying. That looks like, he looks like a butterfly, because moths usually have, or one of the, I can't remember which one, but one of them have little balls on the top of their antennas. I think it's the moths that have the little balls, if I'm not mistaken. Or the little kind of round things on the ends of their antennas. So this is the creek. Let me just go closer. It's very, very shallow and it's not wide at all. It's very narrow. But it's beautiful. Here it's incredible. I could pitch up my tent somewhere here if I wanted. It's just really nice. And I don't know if anybody maintains this because every time I come here, it doesn't look like it's being maintained at all. So, I don't know. Here is the creek. Some more banana plants. And a lot of them do not have fruits on them. So that's unfortunate. And they do take a while to actually, until you're able to pick them. This is some kind of fruit, I'm not sure. It looks like Mame apple. Mame apple, but I seriously don't see any Mame apple trees here. Unless they're very far up somewhere. This is very, very wet here. It's been raining almost every single day now. So it's very wet here. So I'm going to go back up. There's really not much here. So I'm going to go back. And this is basically nature that's surrounding me. And I can come here almost every day, which unfortunately I don't. Because for the last so many weeks I've been trying to earn a living. And it's hard. My real dream is to create the veganic, look, there's some animal running around. My dream is to create a vegan homesteading community where we're totally, or striving to be fully self-sustainable while selling my books at the same time and selling, hundreds and even thousands of copies each month. So that is my dream, those two things. But I really haven't gotten to the point where, and even though, of course, my books were #1 best-selling in the free category section, the ebooks were free category section, and they became #1. Basically, I haven't really sold so many paid copies. So, and my YouTube channel has gone down. Demonetized the amount of money that I was making went down drastically from like $300 per month to like $20. So it went down something like 90 or 95%. It went really, really down tremendously. And I've tried everything before, from work, jobs, to I have to go up because there's a lot of mosquitoes here now because it's very wet here. So I have to go up, and I'm going to have to close this video. But basically, I tried almost everything pertaining to, getting jobs and work and trying to do the vegan retreats and the community and everything. And a lot of it wasn't successful. So that is why it's so important to help, not just me, to support me if you really like my work and the videos that I do, but also to support other vegan advocates. Even if it's $5 a month or whatever you can support, that is the thing. Banana again, bearing. Oh, another one bearing too. Look at that. That's pretty big. Let me double check this one. Wow, it's almost there, but it's not ready for picking yet. You see, because there's still I don't know if you can see, but basically there's still tips, black tips on the ends of the bananas, and they're just not, I don't know if you can see it here, but they're just not thick enough, They have to be a certain thickness. They're still kind of squarish, or rectangle-ish. And the black things on the ends are still there, so they have to be removed actually. So that's not ready, unfortunately, to pick. At least 3 weeks maybe for that one, and maybe 2 months for some of the other smaller ones. So anyways, I've been trying to make ends meet, and it's just so hard, especially with this borders closed and everything now. because I was ready to do the vegan retreats and the vegan community, and it really didn't happen because of governments closing these borders. So it had nothing really to do with the coronavirus. It had to do with the effect of the governments closing these borders and making it so difficult for small to medium-sized businesses to survive. And it affected me a lot. Now, I should have left this place earlier, but I was trying my best to try to make ends meet, and I was trying to do whatever I could to try and get either some renters at the house to rent some of the rooms, or to do get people for the vegan retreats. And eventually it just didn't work. And then I knew eventually that I just needed to leave this place. So I'm going on my journey again, and most likely I will be staying somewhere in nature and just pitching up my tent and living very minimally. So also, I just wondered if anybody knew anything about getting wireless internet. So I'm looking to get internet and to have internet worldwide, especially Central and South America, where I'm going to be living mostly. My friend and I, we have a plan to move outside of Costa Rica, but we shall see what happens when the borders open up. Because when the borders start to open up and we need to leave, people need to be ready to leave the week or a couple days after. We need to leave, because governments can shut the borders down at any time. Just like supermarkets, we need to support local farmers markets as much as possible and stop going to supermarkets, and also growing as much food as we possibly can. That's what we really need to do. So, unfortunately, it is a tough time for people that are not fully self-sustainable or even partially sustainable with their food, electricity, and water. So, the whole idea is to be as self-sustainable as we can. If I was wanting to live here permanently, long-term, I would have definitely continued the gardening, continued planting fruit trees and making the garden even bigger. But I don't think it's really an ideal place. It's beautiful for sure. The nature is beautiful in so many different places. But the soil, the growing is not the best. The house is not perfect, what I'm really looking for. It's just, I kind of, how to say it? I kind of was desperate that I was looking for something, and I thought, wow, this is a beautiful place. I could make it work out. And I could have made it work out, but governments screwed me over. Governments don't care about people. They only care about themselves. Even George Carlin, who supposedly wasn't even a vegan, said this, that he doesn't care about governments. Governments don't care about him. And yeah, he questioned so many things. Even though he was a comedian, and one of my favorites actually, I really don't like comedians, but he was so funny most times. And he wasn't correct every single time, but he said a lot of good things. And that made you question, he was questioning everything and made you think when he was talking about these things. So I'll leave you guys with this beautiful view of Costa Rica. This is San Juan, Hallelujah, or San Juan de Naranjo. It's about 5-6 kilometers from Naranjo town, which is about 12 or 13,000 people. And this is a very gorgeous mountain. I'm not sure what this mountain is called, but it's just a beautiful, beautiful scenery. Oh, look at those bananas. Oh my goodness. They're oh, I can pick them up. No way, I just don't have my machete here. I could technically pick them up. They're really nice bananas. Holy. Yeah. I mean, they could use another week or two, but they're good. Look at that. They're pretty good to pick up. So I'm going to see about picking them up and utilizing them for smoothies or whatever. But I don't have my machete, so I'll come back here and get it and cut it down. But when you want to take those bananas or plantains, you have to cut the tree, unfortunately. It's not a tree, it's a herb, but you got to cut that plant, unfortunately. And hopefully one will grow from that. So I'm going to grab this one because this one is so good. And see if I can somehow, yeah, I'm going to utilize that for sure. Hopefully I'm going to be able to take that all with me when I leave. Otherwise I'll take some of it and then give the rest to the owners. That is a good plant. Okay, I'll come back. Okay, everybody, take care. This is the amazing view. I love you all. It's already 30 minutes. And most of the time I don't like editing these videos. So I keep them just how it is. Yeah, live, unedited. Love you all, everybody. Bye.